Welcome back, Michelle.
Hey, Dan. How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Okay, so you guys might notice that we are not in the podcast studio because we're in Orlando.
We're out in the wild, girl.
We're at this our first podcast event
we are.
that's not anything sleep related
No,
or anything health related.
no.
It's just about podcasting. And we're learning a lot. Today's day one.
And we're at the hotel bar right now, which is actually closed, but we're using it as a podcast studio.
We're at the bar we're at the hotel that's next door to where the conference is because that's how we roll.
We are. Yep. We're kind of odd bird. It's not a hostel though.
Yeah, we've had a lot of stories. Anyway, so what's really been very interesting because I think when we heard from Buzzsprout, which supports our podcast,
well, I mean,
hosts.
So, but they emailed us and they said, "Hey, do you want to go to Podfest?" And we were like, "Yeah, we want to go."
I promise, we have not been drinking.
We had a little kombucha, which has like what 0.0001%.
Oh goodness! Okay.
It could be the end of a long day, though. It was a lot. It was a lot more.
Okay, so we woke up at like 5:30 in the morning, and we drove over from Tampa to Orlando, which actually was pretty good.
Yeah, it was
we made it in a really good time. We got here at the start of the keynote. We were waiting outside with everybody else that was very excited.
Yeah, girl, that keynote, like. Well, number one, when they opened the doors, people were like, "Ah!" Like it was kind of like I was like, I've never been in a conference.
They were fangirl and fanboying. Yes,
they were. I was like, this doesn't happen in academic conferences. No one like screams. And then they had this like violinist playing.
Yes, and he was actually really good.
Yeah, really good.
So we had a good time. I was very surprised that it was like. It wasn't standing room only, but definitely all the seats were filled. They did a really good job at figuring out how many people they needed seats for. And like you said, normally when you go to a medical conference or anything academic, they're not there for the first thing. You could have like the Pope speaking and there wouldn't be people waiting outside the room. These people were waiting outside.
They were. It was kind of cool. And then the first speaker was the guy who created on Fire, which is I think Entrepreneurs on Fire, EO Fire or something like that.
Yeah, he and his wife, they're multimillionaires.
Right. I was like, wow, that's not us.
Not yet.
but it was interesting to hear their story. And I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I was taking pictures. And then all of a sudden, the girl behind me says, "You're watching my reel."
Oh, yeah. She did. Yeah. Because she just blasted it on Facebook.
I commented it. Yeah. I commented on it. So it was good.
It was crazy. And then that was the opening keynote. And then there were tracks in the app that we had to
we signed up for beginners.
Right. Beginner podcasting, which was actually there was some really good content in there. I was actually really impressed. Like there's a lot of good people who are at various stages in their podcast journey. I think we're at the beginner, even though we're at like episode 100, about to be 100. I'm not sure what episode this is.
This is not going to be our episode 100.
We're getting it close, though.
But I don't think we're going to call this one like this specific episode number.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
This is us just recording
because it's a very different vibe. We're not really talking about something sleep related.
No.
Other than we are going to kind of just explore the whole sleep related, product type of stuff. We brought lots of things to try out. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? We're going to try out a different CPAP mask.
Yep. Got the new FMP solo mask.
We're going to try out some earplugs, eye mask.
Yep. We got some stuff. We're going to test it out, see how it goes. So
I think it'll be interesting. Anyway, so we are coming to you from Orlando at our first podcast convention. And I hope that we figure this out a little easier each time we record away from the studio. But I miss the studio.
I do too. Well, we got some good inspiration today on what the studio can look like because there's a couple.
I'm going to try and post up some of those pictures just in the corner of this video just to show what we could potentially get into.
Totally. Like there were some studio setups. I was like, oh, wow, girl, like that looks amazing.
Yeah, we met a lot of Floridians too. Apparently Podfest is in Florida every year. So this is Orlando. The 11th year.
I know. I was like, wow, I didn't even know about it. Well, I'm sure we got an email about it before, but we were just like, Yeah.
Anyway, it's
So,
very interesting.
yeah.
So we'll be a little bit more organized, but until we see you next
Mhm.
time, this is just things to come.
Yes. All right. Stay tuned, Sleep Nation.
All
Okay.
right. Night.
Bye.